Good evening.
Indeed it is.
Bob Slipke here.
And Ted Schneider.
We're your information explorers.
On WRLR 98.3 FM, the voice of Lake County, coming to you live from the Round Lake Beach Metro Station, Bob.
Yeah, and we're here exploring stuff so you are better informed, or we're all better informed, but we're out there digging through the swamp of information and data and stuff and trying to figure out what's right, what's wrong, and...
Exactly. What's fake, what's real?
Yeah, and what we're not being told. That's the big thing. Is I story shop now. I take a story and check it how it's told on several different sources, and you can't believe the difference.
Well, go to CNN for one view, go to Fox News for the other, and go, what?
And then go ABC and then WGN, and you're like, what the hell? I think the big thing these days is to find out who's telling the story. And, you really got to know the people behind the headlines as to what's going on. It's even like in medical reports and everything. They talk about cancer cures or things like this, but who sponsored the tests? I mean, we've got to be better informed of what's going on. And that's what Ted and I have been doing for, I think we're going on 10 years
Almost
now.
10 years now, Bob.
God.
Yeah. I think we've been together longer than you and your wife.
I don't know. That's, we wouldn't be talking like this if that was the case.
Well, again, this is WRLR 98.3 FM. Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider every Tuesday from 7 to 9. Coming to you live from the Round Lake Beach Metro Station. And as our tradition, have to do some shout-out to some local loyal listeners. That's LLL, local loyal listeners. We have Zach Schneider, my younger son, Alex Schneider, my older son, Tracy Christensen, my partner, and a host of other people. So if you're listening, let me know and I'll do a shout out. But either way, we thank you for listening. It's important. Again, we have listeners all over the world, actually, as far away as Costa Rica. I want to say hi to Andres if he's listening tonight. Anyway, Bob and I are trying to do things that you don't see on Fox or CNN.
It's hard to show stuff on the radio.
It is, yeah, but you have to have an imagination. Bob and I have an imagination.
Theater of the mind.
Theater of the mind. Anyway, so we are going to start tonight with a little thing here. Let's see here. We also have Ben.
We also have little thing. We got a little thing in the office.
A little thing, yeah. Well, I just also want to say Ben Tran is listening as well. Ben, thanks for listening. And of course, my son's dog Bella, and she's intelligent. She listens to the radio, Bob, and she's actually particular to my voice. She is quiet when I speak. My son Alex says she barks when you talk, so I'm not sure what that means. But Ben, thanks for listening. Bella, thanks for being a good canine. But we're going to start with 9 of the best marriage survival tips. Now, Bob, you've been married for a long time, right?
Start off. Let's not get into any controversy here. But
No, how long you been married now, Bob?
38 years.
Wow, like 38 special, right?
That's exactly what we gave each other on our 38th anniversary.
Yeah, here's one for you. But anyway, does your marriage have a good chance of making it? Well, an article in Time magazine in 2016 reported that the divorce rate is at a 40-year low, Bob. Can you believe that?
Yeah, because nobody can afford to get divorced.
Exactly. It's very expensive.
It's meaner to stay married, too.
Well, plus, I was told till death do us parts. If you're both still alive, come on, get in a room.
Is it death or murder?
Yeah, well, it's your interpretation, Bob. But hey, the majority of people are married or want to be married. Only half of us will be in a marriage that survives, Bob. So, it's kind of crazy here. But either way, 9 of the best survival tips. This is David and Debbie McFadden.com. Okay, so I assume they're a married couple or their brother and sister, who knows what. But let's just say they're married and they're a couple. So, number 1, your marriage has a much greater chance of surviving when you've learned how to listen to each other, Bob. At least half of the communication process is listening, which involves really hearing what's being said. Now, Bob, do you listen, you think, a lot in your marriage or no?
I'm sorry, what was that?
I didn't think so, yeah. So, number 1, your marriage has a greater chance of surviving if you learn how to listen. And I mean active listening, Bob. Don't just nod your head.
You're watching the Hallmark Channel or checking emails. That's right.
Yeah, exactly. So that's number 1, Bob. You have to listen, okay? And when you are really listening, there's several signs. You set things aside that would be a distraction. You maintain good eye contact, and you respond appropriately to what's being said. So, Bob, it's active listening, okay? Don't just pretend now, all right? So how about number 2, Bob? What's one of the best marriage survival tips according to DavidandDebbieMcFadden.com?
Your marriage is more likely to survive if you learn how to continually grow in your ability to talk to each other. Talking involves verbally relating what we are thinking and feeling. I wonder how long they've been married. All right. So, in a healthy marriage, which is rare, you learn how to talk about the hard things that happen.
Yeah, okay.
You develop the ability to let your spouse know. I'm going to let you know.
Hey.
This is the way I want. Now, in a straightforward way, straightforward, to the moon, Alice.
Yeah. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
The things that are hurting, frustrating, bothering you in the marriage. Hell, nobody'd stay married if we all exposed our true feelings.
Yeah, Bob, can you tell your wife you're hurting? When was the last time you told her you were hurting?
She said, get used to it. but mistress.
You like that hurting, Bob? I'm hurting.
Like we said before, who wrote this?
Yeah,
and where are they practicing psychiatry?
Yeah, Debbie and David and Debbie McFadden.
Right.
Well, number 3, Bob, if in marriages that survive, both spouses learn to communicate without making assumptions regarding what their spouses are thinking or going to say. So don't jump ahead. Don't assume. Okay, speaking and acting due to an assumption without truly listening to your spouse is unfair, unkind, and judgmental. Now, Bob, I can't believe you'd ever be unfair, unkind, or judgmental in a marriage or any kind of relationship. Like even with us, right?
You know, I don't know. Every situation is different that comes up. Mm-hmm. And what you've got to really carry through is your overall outlook on life. I mean, I don't sweat the small stuff. And I don't sweat the big stuff either because I'm drunk all the time.
Well, Bob, at your age, too, what's there to sweat about? Death is around the corner.
So between the booze and the dementia and the hard of hearing and I can't see, smell, or taste, I can't make a lot of comments on anything.
Exactly. You're pretty much in a stupor most of your life. a drug-induced stupor.
I make Foster Brooks look like Mother Teresa.
Oh, that's nice. Well, how about number 4, Bob?
How about 4? That's what I said. In marriages that not only survive but thrive. The couple continues to date often. Well, that's interesting.
Now, when was the last time you went on a date, Bob?
Well, she was last week, and I was going to hopefully keep it secret, but obviously that is now out. So I'm screwed.
Yeah, okay.
So there goes my 38 years of marriage.
I think they mean date with your wife.
I misunderstood. I did not read that part of this.
Yeah, those are rendezvous, Bob. Those are affairs, not dates.
How embarrassing.
You don't date your mistress. You have an affair. Shame on you.
Oh, blast.
Okay, so go back.
Do it again.
So number 4, Bob.
Number 4.
Try it again.
All right, here we go.
Retake 2.
Let's see. In marriages that not only survive but thrive, the couple continues to date often. A marriage survives and thrives when you give it the time and attention it deserves. Couples who don't make it have often gotten so involved in all the activities of life that they grew far apart and barely knew each other. Matthew 6:21.
For the religious ones out there.
Matthew was speaking at 6:21?
I mean, missed that one.
Yeah. What radio station was that?
I don't know. He's one of the apostles. He must have his own,
the Apostle station.
Yeah, exactly.
APOS.
Yeah, WAPOS. Coming to you live from Israel.
All right, Matthew, whoever that was, at 6:21 stated, "For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also."
Yeah, sure, okay. You can tell this was BC, can't you?
The idea is that your heart will follow and be interested in the things in which you invest.
Like your mistress.
Or technology, those robo-lovers.
Yeah, those sex robots.
Yeah, sex robots, yeah. Invest money in the stock market, and you're going to be interested in how it is doing. Invest time and energy into a house. That's what I know. Oh, yeah.
How many months has that been, Bob?
2 years building a house.
Seriously, it's been 2 years already?
Yeah.
Wow.
The day we started busting it up, I'm almost there.
Wow, you were a young man when this thing started.
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we're at the point now where I'm fine-tuning everything. I'm making sure all the contractors have done their job. From what I know about codes and stuff, everybody's doing an excellent job, but I'm kind of going through the house like the occupancy inspector and trying to make sure things are safe. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I'm trying to look for the obvious. I make sure fire extinguishers are working.
So like you're sticking your tongue in outlets and stuff?
That's right. I'm testing everything. I'm getting ambulances there all the time.
No, it's good.
So, but anyways, once again, invest time and energy into a house, and I certainly have. And it's starting to pay off because I'm starting to see it all finally come together.
Oh, that's good, Bob.
So, but you're going to be interested in protecting it. I guess that's what I'm doing right now is I'm making sure everything is working.
Sure.
You know, we're just starting to test the appliances, dishwasher, looking for leaks. I mean,
open and close the door in the fridge.
Right. Throw the dog in there, wash him, you know. So yeah, and so everything's working fine.
Well, good.
And we're pushing the envelope a little there, but
Yeah, that's good. Well, Bobby, and plus, there's a warranty, right? So you want to make sure the thing's working, right?
Well, I don't know about washing dogs and everything, but
okay. Well, again, we're talking about some tips. These are 9 of the best marriage survival tips by David and Debbie McFadden.com. A healthy marriage, number 5, is one where both spouses give attention to being healthy and attractive. Now, Bob, if your spouse is no longer attractive to you, well, you know what? Or she's not healthy. Nothing in life is guaranteed, and that certainly includes your health. And now, in your good looks, too. I mean, in my case, I have health and good looks and good sense of humor and, stunning personality overall. But anyway, but illness can strike with no warning and things can change overnight, Bob. And being attractive to each other can also change because I guess people get old sometimes. And now your wife has not gotten old. She looks the same she did when you got married, right?
I believe so.
Yeah, exactly. There's a good answer, Bob. Either way, you want to make sure that, even though life is busy, that you have time to care for your children and other career demands, menopause. Oh, I've been there a couple times. That's really crazy. And bodies do age and change over time, but not your brain, Bob. Remember that. Your brain stays the same, but your body ages.
What? It does? It gets better?
Yeah, it does. So in surviving marriages, each spouse does the best they can to stay healthy and fit. So, Bobby, you need to stay healthy and fit and attractive to your spouse. If you're no longer, attractive or healthy or fit, the pool boy might, start looking pretty good. Even though you guys don't have a pool yet.
I'm not going to look at the pool boy. My wife can look at the pool boy, but I'm not.
Yeah, no, that's good.
What the hell?
Yeah, I meant your wife, Bob. Yeah, please. I don't want to put ideas in your head when you go home and go, pool boy. Yeah. Okay, number 6, Bob.
Right.
Get off the pool boy.
Marriages that survive a lifetime do not make the journey alone.
And that's where you need your concubine.
Yeah, that's right. That's monogamy or blasphemy or whatever it is.
Yeah.
In marriages that survive, which is what, 1 out of 5,000?
Yeah.
One spouse may believe that outside help and intervention is needed.
The pool boy.
And the other spouse listens and joins in. Oh, yeah,
well,
right.
That sounds like a threesome.
Honey, I think you need therapy. Don't tell me what to do.
Yeah. You need therapy. You're not okay. I'm okay. There's a book out, right? It's called "You're Not Okay. I'm Okay."
I got your therapy right here.
Well, either way. Number 7, in long-term surviving marriages, each spouse takes an active interest in both encouraging and supporting the other's dreams and goals. Now, Bob, when was the last time your dreams and goals were supported by your wife? Can you remember or no?
1945. It was just after the war.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ted, for listening. The joke traveled across the room, and Ted got it this time.
Oh, jeez. Well, no, I just, you know what? I forgot to do a shout out to Teresa and Dave, and they're listening right now. They're a couple of Zach's friends. So again, Teresa and Dave, thanks for listening. We appreciate a local loyal listener. If you call them LLLs, local loyal listeners. So Teresa and Dave, thanks. You want to take a quick station break, Bob, or what?
No. Keep going.
Okay.
This is fun.
Well, number 8. In the marriages that not only survive, but actually thrive, they use that again, it must rhyme, right? Survive, thrive. There's a regular effort aimed at keeping the romance alive. Now, Bob, each spouse has paid enough attention to the other to learn things that communicate, I really care about you and love you. So the things you might consider romantic can vary from individual to individual and couple to couple. But through discussions, experiences, and time spent together, you learn to keep the spark alive in your relationship.
The spark, next to the gas can.
And number 9, Bob, are the 9 things that are the best survival tips according to David and Debbie McFadden.com.
Survivors in a marriage have no doubt that they have each other's back.
Oh, that's nice.
And that is true.
No, she shaves your back, doesn't she?
That's true, and she also builds the armor plating for it, too.
Yeah, but you find a woman that shaves your back, Bob, you got to keep her.
Oh, I'm telling you.
Yeah, so anyway.
It feels so good.
Yeah, this is WRLR 98.3 FM. Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider every Tuesday from 7 to 9, coming to you live from the Round Lake Beach Metro Station.
Comments and opinions do not necessarily represent the staff and other members of the WRLR
Community
organization.
Yeah, exactly.
These are the opinions and analysis from very unique experts in the social environment of our current republic.
Exactly.
Ta-da!
Well, hey. And again, we try to do... you want to do a little station break now?
Hey, I got your... Hey.
WRLR.
Hey.
98.3 FM.
Hi, this is Info Explorers, Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider, every Tuesday from 7 to 9, coming to you live from the Round Lake Beach Metro Station. Well, we try to come up with articles and ideas that you haven't heard about or that you can find useful. And I came across an article by Jeff Wasaki at pleatedjeans.com, how to survive being eaten by a whale. Now, Bob, you go to Hawaii, you could be eaten by a whale, and these would be tips to survive, or you and your wife surviving being eaten by a whale. You know, those pesky whales, it seems that a lot of us land mammals can't swim more than 3 feet in the ocean without encountering giant, gentle beasts. And again, guess what? You know, do people die when swallowed? Some do, yes, but others, like Jonah from the Bible, or Pinocchio, remember Pinocchio? Survive comfortably and live to tell the tale. So here's what happens, Bob. If you get swallowed whole, living inside a whale is hard enough, but suffering like a lost limb, an open gash, or decapitated head upon entry will make survival a bit more difficult. Okay? So when you encounter a whale, like you're in Hawaii, you're in the ocean, right, Bob? Experts agree that curling up into a tight ball is the best course of action. That way, when swallowed, you'll minimize the surface area of your body and become crushed, not crushed or caught on one of the whale's many giant jagged teeth. So first thing is you want to get swallowed whole. If it's inevitable, you know, the whale's going to get you, all right? You want to make sure you're intact. No missing limbs, no, gashes. So curl into a small ball like those little like bugs that you touch and they turn into a ball. All right, that's number one, Bob. What's number two now, if you get swallowed whole by a whale?
You want to avoid the whale's stomach acid. The stomach contains a bunch of noxious concoctions of highly acidic bile. Let the bile come in contact with your body for too long, and oops, you've been digested.
Ooh.
And later turn into you-know-what.
Yeah, waste.
Don't let the whale win like this. As soon as you enter the beast's stomach, hop out of the pool of bile and into a floating piece of wreckage. Whales swallow tons of junk every day, so there will be plenty of items to choose from. Rowboats. Crow's nest from a pirate ship. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, where'd they find that? A sailor's coffin that was thrown overboard. Dump the sailor's rotting corpse overboard for an extra room.
Okay, so two, you want to avoid the whale's stomach acid. Number three, again, this is if you get eaten by a whale, don't worry about oxygen. Some people think that all those noxious fumes in the stomach might be poisonous if inhaled, but while it might be true if swallowed whole by another animal, a whale's stomach is inexplicably linked directly to the mammal's blowhole for some reason. So there's plenty of fresh oxygen, Bob, getting circulated throughout your new home. So one, don't worry about oxygen. You'll be good, okay? What's the next thing, Bob, if you get swallowed by a whale and you want to survive?
Let's see here. Catch food to eat. Well, that makes sense. If you're like eating krill, because it's what's going to be served at Che's Whale for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Use a fishnet to skim these little crustaceans out of the bile, oh, God almighty, and into your makeshift life raft. You know, when in doubt, don't go out is the thing. So if I see a bunch of hungry whales out in the water there, I'm going to stay on land.
Yeah, but this is a survival tip, Bob. Some people,
right.
You're prepared now. Like Boy Scouts, you're always prepared, right? Number 5 or 6, pass the time. Once you've been attended to your basic needs, it's time to address the biggest concern, dying of boredom. Because what's they're going to be doing? And you're not watching TV. There's no Netflix, right? Your cell phone's not going to work. So if you planned ahead, hopefully you brought some coloring books or something to keep you busy. If not, try using the bones of fish and dead sailors to put on a little puppet show. Or try using a wooden plank to sail see how fast you can roll around the circumference of the stomach. Try to beat your record. So in other words, you're going to have to come up with things to do, Bob, to keep you from getting bored. And again, take care of your survival needs. Stay out of the bile. Eat some food. Do some personal grooming, and then it's time to entertain yourself. Lastly, Bob, what's the last thing here if you get swallowed whole by a whale?
Scream bloody murder. Get somebody's attention.
It's on page 2, by the way. I'll give you a hint.
2. And the secret is, let's see, escape from the whale's stomach.
It's optional. You get out of there, right?
Right.
Why would you stay? I mean, it's like a nasty, what do you call it? One-room apartment.
Don't matter how much fun you're having in the whale's stomach, eventually you'll probably begin to miss things like eating beef, watching sunsets, discussing the weather, communicating with your spouse.
Yeah, listening to your spouse.
That's right. I told you not to go out there.
I told you those whales are dangerous. What the hell's wrong with you?
I think I'll just stay here.
Yeah. Well, let's see. It was dinner with my wife or get eaten by the whale.
Like Geppetto, you can start a campfire and force the whale to sneeze you out. Oh, jeez. Jonah was vomited out by his whale. And then use a rope to climb out the blowhole. I don't think so.
Oh, I like the last one.
Use dynamite to blow a hole in the side of the whale. Oh, yeah. There's some dynamite right there. Hey.
So, but guys, if you're out swimming and there's whales in the area, you might want to bring some dynamite with you, Bob, just in case you need to use it later. And dry matches to help, right? So you can blow a hole in the side of the whale and get out.
And if you don't use it for your getting out of a whale, you can always take that dynamite to your next timeshare presentation.
Exactly. So. Well, folks, this is WRLR 98.3 FM. Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider every Tuesday from 7 to 9, coming to you live.
Every Tuesday.
From the Round Lake Beach Metro Station. So we're trying to give you helpful tips. Now, maybe being swallowed by a whale and having survival tips isn't too good.
It could happen tomorrow.
But it could. Yeah, you never know.
Global warming, the oceans are supposed to swallow Chicago.
And those oceans dump into Lake Michigan, right, Bob?
That's right. Yeah. So we got to go back to the dark ages to survive here.
So, Bob, let's do something more closer to home in terms of what happens if you get lost in the woods, right? How do people get lost in the woods and what to do if it happens to you?
Well, your family probably dumps you there, and they're going to collect on your inheritance.
It was either the nursing home or dump you in the woods. But let's say you happen to wander there by yourself. Now, this is Melissa Breyer, and she comes to us with an article from treehugger.com. So, would you know what to do if you got lost in the woods, Bob?
Well, that's right. When I was a Cub Scout, they dropped us in the woods for 3 days with a knife.
Naked and honey on you?
That's right. We had 3 days to get out. Some didn't survive.
I remember Johnny Smith didn't make it.
Danny Dugan.
Johnny
was a tough one. He was a tough one.
But Danny survived, didn't he?
No, he got eaten by a bear, but he killed 2 before the 3rd one got him. So God bless him.
God bless Little Danny.
Tough SOB. God bless him.
He never hit puberty, did he? He died before he hit puberty.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. I didn't ask him about that. We were only 6. We didn't know what puberty was. I mean,
do you have hair? Anyway.
Yeah, at 6, he had a full head of hair and a beard.
He was smoking Lucky Strikes.
Yeah, he was smoking Lucky Strikes and sharpening knives. He was 6 years old. Nobody in the school thought he was dangerous.
Yeah, he had a Foyd card. How do you get a Foyd card at 6? Yeah, I got my dad's 45. Let's go in the woods. We'll show those bears who's boss.
Yeah, he was tough.
God bless Danny Dugan. He killed 2 bears and a 3rd one got him. But anyway, hi.
Go for it.
How hikers get lost. Now here's the percentage, Bob. Okay, 1, they wandered off a trail. That's 42%.
Yeah, for Christ's sake.
So stay on the trail, right? Unlike what they tell you in Apocalypse Now, stay on the trail.
It's a compass. You got to know a compass.
Okay. Bad weather accounts for 17%.
Well, that's a possibility there because you don't know how things can change.
Right. And those apps don't work for jack sometimes.
Yeah.
Now, you fell off the trail, you were probably drunk. How do you fall off a trail? Right? I mean,
in the dark.
Okay. Or maybe it's a cliff. Like
you're drunk. You're arguing with your partner, and you say, "Go this way." No, we're going that way.
You weren't listening.
That's right. And you fell into the mouth of a whale.
Yeah. You got separated from the group. 8%. Injury. 7%. Darkness. 6%. Loss or failure of equipment.
Wow.
Like what? Your GPS or? Yeah, 5%. And other is 1%. Strangely missing is selfies and alcohol, although maybe those were included in falling off the trail.
Well, is it when I see on somebody, these ads on somebody's websites, there's like something like, see this picture that was taken seconds before tragedy happened. You see some married couple standing at the edge of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't see stupidity in this list at all.
Yeah, I would definitely account for some of its stupidity,
You
sure.
know?
Yeah.
All right, so how they stayed warm.
Do that one, Bob.
How they stayed warm. Clothes, 12%, especially if you shared the clothes. So, yeah.
Honey, take your top off. I want to share
Okay,
that.
let's get under the same shirt. Build fires. Small fires. Don't light up the entire countryside. Used camping gear. 10% of the people used that. Other methods to keep you warm mentioned including using body heat. The heat of fellow lostees and dogs.
Yeah.
Hikers covering themselves, exercise, and digging in.
Okay.
What they used for shelter.
Go ahead, do that one, Bob.
Camping gear. Duh.
You crawled into your pans and pots.
That's right. And caves and other existing shelters. I would be leery of caves, just like what happened with my friend Danny Dugan. He went into that cave, killed 2 bears, but the third one got him. I mean,
But he was a tough kid.
he was tough.
At 6 years old.
He was tough.
You know why? He had a 45 when he had 7 rounds. Anyway, so what they drank from, Bob, when they got lost?
Natural body of water. Okay.
Like a lake,
All right.
a stream.
Snow, rain, or puddles. I would not do a puddle.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
Ration their own water.
That means they were urinating in the cup.
Oh, God almighty. Oh.
Hey, Bob,
This is a kid's show.
you want to drink some of my urine?
I'm yearning for you.
Kind of cloudy. Let's run it through again. Now, staying versus going. Keep moving to find the way out, 65%. Chose to stay, 35%. When it came to being rescued versus finding the way out, 23% found their way. 77 were rescued. So let's see if you get lost, Bob.
Well,
Well,
all right.
Go ahead.
Well, no, here's the thing. When you go shopping with your spouse of 38 years and you're in a major mall like Florida Mall, and all of a sudden she is mesmerized by shoes or jewelry, and she was behind you, and now she's gone. What do? I usually kind of stay around where the last place I saw her was, but sometimes women don't think like that. So I've decided if I lose her in a mall, I'm going to go find a man's place somewhere in the mall and have a drink or something and sit and wait. Eventually, with our cell phone technology, she will call me with the comment, I need help. I'm carrying too much. Where are you? And I'm going to let it sit for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I'm going to answer the phone. That's how it works. That's 38 years.
Well, God bless you, Bob. That seems like it's
right.
working. So now, let's say here, according to Andrew Harrington, a survival instructor, search and rescue team leader, and a wildlife ranger in the Smokies, here's his expertise giving us about avoiding the nightmare. So what he recommends is preparing. Carry the 10 essentials. I'm not sure what the 10 essentials are, but okay, carry 10 essentials. Leave a trip plan and check in time with 2 trusted people. Bob, could you find 2 trusted people to tell them you're...
I don't think so.
I mean, yeah.
It's like Trump trying to find friends in Washington.
Exactly. So number 3, Bob, preparation.
Study your maps. There you go. A map. And identify a bailout direction in the area you're exploring. That's right.
Check the weather forecast, including overnight in case you're forced to stay out.
Yep. Always use high-quality clothing. Yes, because cheap does not mean good.
No, it doesn't.
If you get what you pay for.
Exactly.
That's
Bob.
a fact of life, folks. There's no free lunch, and you get what you pay for. All you guys graduating school in the last 20 years, welcome to life.
Exactly. Hello. Practice lightweight tarp shelter building at home. Now, Bob, when was the last time you practiced lightweight tarp shelter building at home?
You know what? I've been covering stuff with tarps for the last 2 years now. So
Bodies.
I'm getting pretty good at it.
Okay. Print off free maps at sartopo.com. Okay. Download a backup GPS app like Avenza. Never heard of that one.
I never either. So, practice fire making and carry the gear. I don't know if you want to carry fire making gear in California. You'll probably get shot.
With a gallon of gas.
You know.
Now check it. But see what they say to bring.
Look at the petroleum jelly soaked cotton balls and fatwood sticks. All right. This is interesting. Looking into a personal locator beacons and satellite messengers for cutting edge signaling options. Avoid getting lost.
Okay.
With identify features on the ground and find them on the map as you go. That's a good idea. I mean, if you're going to look at a map, think about where you're going to be on that map and identify structures and stuff.
Yeah, natural like rock formations or whatever. Yeah.
So if you're off trail, work out how to reach a linear trail, road, or creek.
Okay.
So these are good things. And I tell you what, I think we'll continue this in a minute. Let's stop for a second here, and we're going to send out some information here for you. This is Bob Slipke
and Ted Schneider on WRLR 98.3 FM.
And we are the Info Explorers, giving you something to think about. We'll be right back.
Sounds good.
Jeff Dorset. With Solid Gold 60s.
Hi there, this is Jeff Dorset. Do you remember the days of Flower Power, JFK and Beatlemania? Whether you're a daddy-o or a ho-dad, be sure to listen to Solid Gold 60s right here on WRLR every Saturday at 1 p.m. Keep it locked to 98.3 FM for Solid Gold 60s.
Jeff Dorset.
There has never been a decade quite like the 70s. From the start, it was prog rock, it graduated to glam and then on to disco, and ended with new wave and punk. From Led Zeppelin to the Sweep, from the Bee Gees to the Ramones, it's the one, the only Supersonic 70s with me, Jeff Dorset, right here every Tuesday at 2 p.m. on WRLR 98.3.
WRLR 98.3 FM.
I can take care of myself. I can make a peanut butter sandwich. I can brush my teeth and I can give myself a bath. I can walk home alone from school. I can pick dinner from the trash behind the deli. I can watch the baby for the whole weekend. I can keep a baseball bat by my bed just in case there's trouble. Don't worry about me. I can take care of myself.
If you're in jail, who'll be there to take care of your family? Something to think about before committing a gun crime. Gun crimes hit home. This message brought to you by Project Safe Neighborhoods and the Ad Council.
Cornicchione's New York-style pizzeria in Antioch at routes 83 and 173 is another proud sponsor of WRLR Sports. Cornicchione's pizza dough is made from scratch using a family recipe that originated in Brooklyn, New York. Their dough is proofed at least 24 hours. Cornicchione's menu includes pizzas, calzones, pasta, much more. They have dine-in, carry-out, and delivery. Their number is 224-308-1499. Having trouble moving the ball to finish your divorce or paternity matter? Child support or maintenance payments causing trouble with your salary cap? Sue Kamen is an experienced family law attorney who can coach you through mediation or fire a pass into the end zone at trial. To make an appointment in Antioch, Huntley, or Lake Zurich with Susan E. Kamen and Associates, their number is 847-847-7354. Top and Drop Complete Tree Service in Ingleside salutes the men and women in uniform who are standing tall for our freedom. Let's remember them by continuing to donate blood for our returning injured military. Be a silent hero and give blood today. It could save a soldier. This reminder is from Top and Drop Complete Tree Service in Ingleside, specializing in tree service, skilled demolition, concrete service, and firewood needs. They can be reached at 847-546-9510.
All right, WRLR 98.3 FM. Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider on Info Explorers. We're back. We were talking, and we'll continue talking about how people get lost in the woods and what to do if it happens to you. Melissa Breyer at treehugger.com. Now, Bob, Here's an example, though, what to do. So, one, you want to stay warm, right? You want to avoid sweating in your clothes in cold weather. You want to stay cool when you're active and warm at rest. You want to monitor for hypothermia, okay? And warm up with sugary foods, exercise, or a big fire. Now, if you're lost in the woods, I can't imagine having a lot of sugary foods and wanting to exercise and want to burn things down, but...
Yeah, but you don't know. If you just stopped at the grocery store and stocked up on all the processed stuff that we shouldn't be eating.
Ho-hos, Twinkies.
Yeah, vital survival food, yeah.
Because Twinkies will last longer than you.
Oh, yeah, right. They'll find the Twinkies after they find your body. I mean,
yeah, exactly. So how about shelter, Bob? What should you do for shelter?
Motel 6 at a minimum. Weston, possibly. Don't eat there, though.
No.
And then say, but anyways, use your tarp, puffy jacket, and quilt. Oh, yeah, just what I carry with me all the time, and create a cozy, warm shelter. All right. You can keep a 55-gallon trash bag in your pocket in case you're separated from your pack. If you have no other option, build a lean-to shelter framework of sticks covered with leaf litter, evergreen branches, or bark, whichever is most available. As long as it's on public land, don't go into somebody's yard and start doing this.
Exactly.
And heated with a 6-foot-long fire.
What?
What is that? A 6-foot-long fire? Build a bed out of leaves, grass, and pine needles, at least 8 inches thick, and wait for the fairies and the munchkins to come in and help you stay warm.
Yeah, 8 inches thick. You're making like one of those beds you buy on TV.
I don't even sleep on anything 8 inches thick. I got a floor and a blanket. That's all I'm allowed.
Well, water, Bob, you want to use a lightweight filter. Chlorine dioxide tablets or a steel
There you
canteen.
go, yeah.
A steel canteen like they had in the big war,
That's
WW2.
right, yeah.
Yeah, in the worst case scenario, just drink the water. Statistically, in the U.S., you can be rescued within 24 hours. Death from dehydration is a bigger risk than infection. Sure, I'd be like licking, water off a pond or something. No way. How about food, Bob?
Pack high-calorie foods like almond butter and coconut oil packs.
Hey,
That
Bob.
sounds delicious. Oh, yeah. Let's just stir that up here.
Let's make some peanut butter and coconut oil.
Well, I would leave that in a bowl out in the woods and see if anybody else eats it. If you see a moose come by and avoid that, don't eat it.
Yeah. Almond butter and coconut oil. Yummy.
Yeah. Yeah. That just reminds me of some of the fun parties we used to have. Yep.
Mama made almond butter and coconut oil tonight, honey.
Oh,
yeah.
Ooh-wee.
Ooh-wee.
Those were the days. Yeah, we were wealthy then, yeah.
Yeah. If you have no food, don't try to hunt, trap, or forage.
Because you're going to end up getting hunted, trapped, and foraged.
Yes, it
and you're going to be
exposes
somebody
you-
else's food.
Exactly. It exposes you to potential injury. Instead, fast. The average person has over 30 days of calories to survive on.
No wonder we're all fat.
Yeah. No. So, Bob, you want to go on a great weight loss? Go to the woods with no food, no shelter, no water, no cell phone.
That is interesting. According to these people, fast, the average person has over 30 days of calories to survive on.
Bunch of
Well,
fat,
I think I'm
fat
at
slobs.
130 days. Hell.
I'm guessing maybe 7 days for me, Bob. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. I'm thinking you about 20 minutes. I mean, you need to get some weight on, kid.
I haven't eaten for 2 hours. I'm going to die.
You were seeing through your bones. Move or stay put. If you left a trip plan, and
Yeah.
someone knows you're missing, Where's Johnny?
I don't know.
I thought he was with you.
Did Johnny tell you where he was going? Nope. Did Johnny say he was coming home?
No. Should we tell somebody? I don't want to get in trouble.
No, Johnny will be back. Yeah.
Consider self-rescue. All right, what is this? If you didn't tell anybody where you were going and have no way to signal, so what, consider self-rescue? I don't know.
I guess that means just walk in circles for days. You got 30 days, Bob.
Navigate to an open area, high ground for cell signal, or your bailout direction, leaving a trail as you go.
Yeah, so you start burning the forest behind
That's
you.
right. Start a forest fire.
Yeah, they'll come.
Yeah.
You want to use brightly colored tarps and clothing. Call 911 on your cell phone if you have service. Well, I mean, duh. What would I call? Hey, I have a cell phone. Why do I use that?
By law, unless you're a Trump supporter,
Yes.
you will get connected to somebody.
Yeah.
But don't tell them you're wearing a MAGA hat when you give a description, because they'll hang up on you.
I'm sorry, sir. Can you tell us what political party you're a part of? You're a Republican. I'm sorry. Stay lost.
Use signal mirrors or 3 blasts on your whistle. Yeah, okay. And you can imagine in the woods. No one's going to hear that crap.
Just the wolves.
Okay. You want to add green plants to your fire to create a signal smoke.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, and lastly, movement and contrast are the key to being seen if you hear a rescue plane. So, Bob, run fast and wave your arms and go and make noise. All right, well, folks, that's from Melissa Breyer, treehugger.com. How people get lost in the woods and what to do if it happens to you. So now you know what to do, Bob. You get sucked up by a whale. You know how to survive your marriage, and you know what to do if you get lost in the woods before and after. So you know what? Let's switch gears here. Again, this is WRLR 98.3 FM. Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider every Tuesday from 7 to 9. Coming to you live from the Round Lake Beach Metro Station. 7 things you should never talk about, Bob. It's thriveworks.com. Anthony Santori? I think that's it. Yeah, 7 things you should never talk about. Number 1, never talk about how you slept. Reason? Nobody cares. Number 2, Bob?
Never talk about your health. Nobody cares. That's right. Number 3, Ted.
Never talk about your period. Nobody cares.
Never talk about your dreams. Dreams make for really bad storytelling, but I don't know. It depends on if you're a good storyteller.
Not my dreams, Bob.
You know?
Bob,
well, you're X-rated. You can only talk to certain people.
Bob, you were in my dreams last night.
Uh-oh.
Number 5, Bob.
Number 5, never talk about money.
Nope. Reason? In some circles, is generally thought of as being crass or vulgar. However, it's one topic that, when discussed, can be very interesting conversation still. Yeah, sure. Number 6, never talk about your diet, cuz
nobody cares.
Number 7, never engage in route talk, telling how your travel from point A to point B went, because
nobody cares.
All right, well, now we'll switch gears to 7 taboo things you should never talk about at work, according to the HuffPost.com. This is Casey Bond. You want to steer clear of these questionable conversations at work. Number 1, Bob?
How much you hated your last job? Well, that's really smart.
Yeah, you want to badmouth where you were before. Number 2, your political views. No.
That is like, you can't even talk your political views at the Thanksgiving table anymore.
Kiss of death at work.
Oh,
Number 3.
So it's just a trigger for violence, too.
It is, yeah. Number 3, how the job hunt's going. Well, yeah. I can imagine you talking about that at work. Hey, I'm looking for jobs. Going good, yeah.
I've been looking a long time.
Number 4, Bob, things that are taboo to talk to at work.
Medical issues.
You know why?
Nobody cares.
I'm dying. Oh, that's nice. Intimate details about your personal relationships.
Oh, God almighty.
Now, Bob, I have to, because my details are really pretty good, and people actually line up. They subscribe to my blog. What did you do last night? Anyway, yeah, I would skip the intimate details about your personal relationships. And number 6, Bob?
Complaints about your coworkers or boss.
Yeah, taboo at work. Taboo.
Well, just keep this in mind. If you're self-employed and you think the boss is a jerk, you got issues. See, so you can't help.
Exactly. And number 7, criticism of the company's strategy. You want to refrain from bad-mouthing the company's strategy or their business decisions.
These guys had to be crazy to hire me. That's right. That's why you're out of here.
All right, so now we're going to switch gears. 10 things you should never do in public by cken.com. Number 1, 10 things you should never do in public places. 1, talk loudly on phones.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. How about number 2, Bob?
Sing. I was singing in the bathroom at this restaurant the other day, and I had people join in with me.
Were you standing at the stall?
Or? We were just having a good laugh. I think we were all pretty hammered.
You don't want to groom yourself. Now, Bob, I lick myself in public like a kitty. Make sure but I guess you shouldn't. Number 4?
Yelling at kids. If the kid is throwing pizzas around the restaurant, yell at them.
Yeah, then beat them. Wearing makeup? What?
That's it. I guess you have to stop doing that.
Yeah, no more rouge, I guess.
That's it. You're done.
Number 6, things you should never do in public.
eating food and floss your teeth, not your eat. Your teeth. Jesus,
Okay.
talk about spell check. Coughing up phlegm loudly. Oh, that's This is flight 755. I'm your captain. We're going to take off in a few minutes.
like a hairball. Throwing wrappers? Like, oh, they mean probably like I guess probably not those kind of wrappers. Anyway, throwing wrappers. That's what? I don't know. Number 9, Bob.
Changing babies' diapers in public. They got diaper changing stations everywhere.
Yeah. And lastly, fight on streets. Not sure
Well,
about
hell,
that.
everybody's doing that. I mean, you know,
Well-
depending on how you dress. Are you dressed up in all black and masked, or are you dressed up like a tourist with a red MAGA hat? I mean, that's just the way things are.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Bob, let's switch gears here. We got time for our station ID or what?
I think so.
I think
don't
we do.
know.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, I think so,
Somebody
sure.
said something.
WRLR 98.3 FM.
That's us.
That's
We're
us.
here.
Again, this is Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider on Info Explorers coming to you live from the Round Lake Beach Metro Station, 7 to 9 every Tuesday on WRLR 98.3 FM. Now, we're going to switch gears here because some of our folks do listen to us in prison. and it's a big, actually, Bob and I are really big in prison, at some of the local prisons.
Ted's very popular in prison.
So this is Kenneth Flaska at eTacalic.com.
Government school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, and we're going to run through this list. This is 75 things not to do in prison. Now,
Do not do the following.
Yeah, so you're in prison. Hey, life's bad enough. Okay, but here's things not to do. Number 1, don't be a snitch.
That's right. Do not befriend the guards.
Do not sit on someone else's bunk.
Do not cut in line.
And do not forget to say please.
Do not forget to say thank you.
Do not steal.
Do not possess a cell phone.
Do not possess illegal substances unless you're selling them. If you're selling them, that's okay.
Do not watch television all day. Oh my God, how can anybody even do that?
Yeah. Do not borrow a fellow inmate's prescription medication.
Do not operate a business. What the hell can you do in prison?
Well, I mean, I would see operating a business in prison. No, I mean, you got to make money. Do not make every inmate your friend.
Do not make no inmate your friend.
There's some
So
good
you
ones.
got to have a friend.
Yeah. Do not miscount. That's probably when you're being counted. Like, all right, line up.
Oh,
Count
yeah,
off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
7.
6. Yeah. Start again.
What?
1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, do
Do
not.
not fail to maintain the cleanliness of your area.
That's important, Bobby. You're in a little spot. You want to keep it clean. Do not fail to courtesy flush.
All right, so there's some controversy about that.
Courtesy flushing.
Well, when you flush the toilet, there's like a micro
Bath.
mist
Yeah.
that comes out of the swirling water. So if you're going to do a courtesy flush, this is for guys. Guys understand. You're sitting there and you do a courtesy flush. All that micro mist is going after your boys. You know what I mean? So I would, but you're in prison, so you better follow the rules. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, but I'm against that.
I would stand up a little, Bob. I would get some distance there so you don't get sprayed.
Yeah, that'll be something for the guards on the monitors to look at. Look at this guy. Look at the crazy pose he's doing for a courtesy
He's
flush.
making tea.
Is he dancing now? What the hell's he doing?
Do not make loud noises after lights out.
Oh.
Yeah, no.
It's like, what was that, the Representative Swalwell on TV? He cut one. And they're trying to make up for it. Oh, we were moving a coffee mug on the countertop when he did that. No, the guy blew it. The guy's a pig.
Oh, he's got some gastrointestinal issues, Bob.
Yeah, maybe he needs to see a doctor.
Maybe he's got IBS or CBS. Anyway, you do not want, this is 75 Things Not to Do in Prison by Kenneth Flaska. You do not want to abuse phone privileges.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Do not abuse email privileges.
Nope. Do not enter out-of-bound areas.
No, that's true. Do not fail to take the class as your unit counselor. recommends.
Do not fail to take advantage of educational opportunities, Bob.
Like discipline.
Mm-hmm.
Do not fail to write to your family and friends.
Do not fail to call your family and friends.
Only if your family and friends are the ones you murdered.
Unless you kill them all.
That's right. Yeah. So
I got no one to call. They're all dead. Shame on me.
Do not fail to plan for your future after prison.
Unless you're in for life. Right?
Do not touch another inmate. Well, Ted, you better be careful.
Yeah, do not ignore your physical health, Bob.
Do not ignore your mental health.
Do not fail to go to the dentist.
Do not tell your family how bad prison really is.
Do not get into a fight unless you're as big as me and you can take anybody.
Do not change the TV channel.
Do not sit in someone else's chair.
Yeah, this sounds like my house.
Yeah, these are the rules.
These are my rules. No, you got the wrong article here.
Yeah.
Ted. This is Bob living at 38 years in marriage.
Bob's wife's rules for a living.
Do not change the TV channel. Oh, yeah. If you're watching the Hallmark channel, you better not touch that.
Don't touch that.
You're going to get bitch slapped like crazy. So.
Yeah. Do not sit in someone else's chair. These are things not to do in prison now. Not to do in prison.
Do not brag about what you have.
Do not brag about your family.
Do not brag about your crime.
Do not tell everyone you're innocent if you are not.
Do not believe and spread rumors about the Federal Sentence Reform Act.
Okay. Do not count on winning your appeal.
Do not forget to read your appeal.
Yeah, do not ignore real-world news.
If you find reliable source.
Yeah,
everybody's got an angle, and the credibility of news sources these days are minus.
But if you're getting the Wall Street Journal in prison, I would read it. I mean,
Once again, find out who's writing the story, who's paying their checks.
Okay. Do not play cards for 12 hours a day.
Do not forget what got you into prison in the first place. Why am I here?
I don't know.
Do not make amends to the people you hurt. Yeah.
What? Do not make?
Yeah.
Oh,
do not.
No.
Do not.
Not make, man.
Do not make amends to the people you hurt.
I think it's do not make. So it's do make, right?
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's to make amends.
Do not fail to shower enough.
Enough?
So what's enough? Is it once every hour? Once every week?
I feel dirty, Bob. I feel dirty.
Filthy. Oh, my God.
I just sat in the toilet and got sprayed.
Oh, my God. Do not borrow things from other inmates. Yep. Do not be rude.
Yeah, I would not be rude in prison. Yeah, be polite, right?
That's right. Do not show other inmates how afraid you really are. That's right.
Do not verbally insult another inmate.
Do not verbally insult a guard.
Do not stare at other inmates, especially in the shower.
Do not reach over other inmates' food in the mess hall.
Do not think you are better than the other inmates.
Do not think playing on the prison softball team will lead to a career.
Do not be disrespectful. Now, Bob, these are things not to do in prison, okay? So, yeah, do not be disrespectful.
We're all getting ready. When the Civil War hits, some of us are going to be in prison.
Okay. Last page.
Do not lose your temper.
Do not fail to walk away from a situation that can only lead to trouble.
Do not abuse male privileges. Oh, you got this.
And, Bob, do not forget about your religion. Give me an amen, brother. Amen.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Do not fail to realize the real world goes on without you.
I don't believe that, Bob. If I was in prison, the real world would not go on without me. No, it wouldn't. No way.
Do not fail to realize that people in the real world are waiting for your return. Yeah, because they're going to kill your ass.
Yeah. Do not fail to take advantage of RDAP if you qualify for treatment. Not sure what that is. RDAP. We'll look it up later on.
RDAP.
Yeah, RDAP.
It's probably something for getting you like
rehab.
Yeah, like a rehab program or something. Do not discuss politics.
No.
Do not discuss religion.
You'll get killed on the outside for that stuff.
You can't even do that in prison. Oh my God, are we so polarized? Is
Bob,
it that bad?
no, do not cry in front of other inmates.
Well, if you're watching, oh my God,
Gone with the Wind.
No, not Gone with the Wind.
Chick flick.
Old Yeller. I mean,
Does the dog die in that? I never saw that.
I don't want to spoil.
Okay.
Here's a spoiler here.
The dog actually is a smoker, right? Dies of cancer or something.
Let's see. Do not complain about the length of your sentence.
Don't complain about the length of someone else's sentence.
Yeah, keep your sentences short.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. No, sir.
Yes, no. Do not share the details of your crime unless you're writing a book.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Do not share the details of someone else's crime. That'll get you killed.
Do not smuggle food out of the mess hall.
Ooh. Do not gamble.
Do not fail to read the prison handbook. You think there's a handbook?
A handbook?
A handbook?
A handbook.
It's probably digital. You get a Kindle.
Welcome to Happy Prison.
That's right. Happy Prison is here to serve your needs from 1 year to life, from death row to the general population to solitary confinement. That's right. Prison Handbook is for everyone.
Prison Handbook.
And lastly, Bob, of the 75 things not to do in prison, according to Kenneth Flaska at eTikalaka.com.
Do not give up hope.
Exactly, Bob.
Yes, she was good to you outside of prison, and maybe she can get to you inside prison.
Exactly. Well, we're going to wind up the show here, Bob, with a teen guide to surviving high school, okay? How to survive high school. Top tips for students, according to ABC News Breakfast by Patrick Wood at abc.net.au. So I think this is Australian. Okay, so this is how to survive Australian high school, because we do have some people from Australia that listen to us, and we'll kind of run down this real quick here. The Melbourne-based psychology graduate, her name is Jessica Holzman, actually amassed more than 267,000 followers on her YouTube channel, Study with Jess. So her first book was The High School Survival Guide, Your Roadmap to Studying, okay? So her top tips for high schoolers, number one, relax and embrace the change. Now, Bob, when you were in high school, were you able to relax and embrace the change at like 15?
I went with the flow. I was with a wild group of people.
Wow.
Half of them are dead. The others are in jail. So
if you were in rehab still, right?
Yeah, but no, it was a challenge, but we were open to new things.
Okay.
We had an opportunistic view of what we could do. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we were excited.
Well, what's number two, Bob?
Let's see here. Don't know what you want to be when you grow up? No problem. Mm-hmm. And, that's the other thing, too. We didn't really know what the hell we were going to do. I think the challenge was just getting through 4 years of school so we can go on and try and figure out what we wanted to do.
Yep.
So for some of us, it was difficult. Others had a breeze, but others, it wasn't enough preparation for the careers they really wanted. So there was kind of a mix between all three levels of education.
Okay.
So,
also, you want to not be afraid to ask questions in high school. Okay, it's important to ask questions and really feel like you can ask questions. We can do both of those. You want to do this one, I'll do this one. How's that? So you got to keep that one. Yeah. And remember, the teachers are there to help. Bob, what else is on yours there?
The best college in America doesn't exist. This is true. I'll tell you what. You make the best of what decisions you make.
Exactly.
And we all know half the professors are screwballs in these places. So if you can learn more from people in the fields that you chose and just use college for developing some credentials, I think you stand a good chance of being successful.
Exactly. Again, how to survive high school. Don't use exams to measure your self-worth. I would. I'd say, if you suck at exams, you pretty much suck. Also, you want to strike a balance between study and socializing. That's socialism.
Here's the thing. The testing, it's a game. Testing is a game. There's a strategy for learning how to take tests, and fine, do it. Your intelligence is going to be gauged by how you communicate to people with the specialty that you've learned. That's where smart people are.
And no matter where you go to college or high school, it's how you apply yourself. You don't have to go to Ivy League school, and spend $80,000 a year on your education. Nothing wrong with public education. Nothing wrong with state colleges. What else, Bob?
Well, get to know one teacher for who they really are. So if you uncover a teacher that's a Antifa general, an organizer, turn them over to the police for a reward.
Exactly.
It's a simple thing.
But on a serious note, Bob, if there's a teacher that really is like a mentor to you and really does a good job, getting you to like school, understand the subject matter, what the heck, right?
Yeah.
All right. Just don't go home with them.
That's right.
Or meet him at a hotel after school.
Yeah, and don't go to church with them either.
No.
No.
You want to try to reach out? Yeah, no. Just say, no, I can't.
Don't do that.
Would you like to come home with me, Bobby?
Where's Johnny? He was in the woods, but he went home to the monastery.
He went with Mrs. Behrens, our third grade teacher. That's what happened to Danny Dugan. Danny Dugan ended up with him. He's alive, Bob. He married his kindergarten teacher.
He survived. God almighty.
It wasn't a bear that killed him.
Yeah.
So another tip to survive high school, try reaching out to new classmates. Why not, Bob, huh? Why not?
Classmates.
Classmates. Hey, classmates. Hey.
Don't forget your classmates.
And lastly, you want to try different activities and embrace the school spirit. Now, Bob, why not embrace the school spirit while you're there, right?
Well, if your school spirit's overthrowing third world countries, I mean, you got to decide what your school's the big picture is for the school you go to. You know?
But there again, Bob, read the handbook.
The handbook. Yeah, the person's got a handbook.
High school has a handbook.
The college has got to have a handbook, too.
And when you get married, you have a handbook. Well, folks, it's almost time to wrap up. It's 8 o'clock. Bob will be doing another half hour of talk. And what's music tonight, Bob? From 8:30 to 9?
I got a mix of stuff here. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out, but it's going to be interesting.
All right. Well, real quick, again, this is Ted Schneider and Bob Slipke every Tuesday on WRLR 98.3 FM, the voice of Lake County, coming to you live from the Round Lake Beach Metro Station. We once again want to say thank you very much to some of our loyal listeners, Zach, Alec, Bella, Ben, Teresa, Dave, Tracy, and a whole host of other people internationally. And even those folks that are listening in Russia and China, we do appreciate you listening, even though you don't understand us, because most of you don't understand English. But we do appreciate it, right, Bob? I mean, you've got a lot of letters and cards from young Chinese women. And it's really nice, because they don't know who Bob is. They just go, dear Bob, we like you very much.
We want to be citizens.
Yes, marry me and make me. And anyway, folks, WRLR 98.3 FM, Info Explorers, Bob Slipke and Ted Schneider every Tuesday from 7 to 9. Bob, we'll catch you next week.
All right.
Jeff Dorset. With Solid Gold 60s.
Hi there, this is Jeff Dorset. Do you remember the days of Flower Power, JFK and Beatlemania? Whether you're a daddy-o or a ho-dad, be sure to listen to Solid Gold 60s right here on WRLR every